Okay, here's your quick tip. As a response to our previous quick tip, we got lots of questions about how did I know to choose the colors that I chose to do this demonstration of the orange. I was showing how to mix or how I blend colors with pastels. So I'm going to take you through a tiny crash course. If you need more, you can always go to our site and pick up some of our videos and get some of this stuff in depth. But very briefly, and this is specifically for pastels, first of all you need to identify the hue of all of your pastels. For example, the hue name is the name of the color as you see it around the color wheel. So if I'm going to look at this color wheel for right now. For example, the orange here, of course, is in orange area here. Down here, you might identify that as burnt sienna, but burnt sienna is an orange. So regardless of what the label on the stick says, whether it says burnt sienna or raw umber or yellow ochre, it doesn't make any difference. What it says is important to be able to identify its hue. And you identify its hue according to the color wheel. So that's the first thing you need to know for knowing how I made the selections I made. The next thing, once you identify or you know what hues your colors are, you need to understand how color behaves as it moves into light and it moves into shadow, because I make color decisions based on how I know color behaves. So I have a color wheel here which is available at our e-store, free for you if you'd like to go there and download it, where I have subdivided the wheel into warm and cool. Now what happens, this is orange. As you can see, the local color orange, which it falls about right in here. As it moves into shadow, here it goes in this direction. It moves more cool, more towards cool, but it does something else. As it moves into shadow, it goes towards cool, but it also picks up some of its complement. As any color that has a light shining directly on it moves lighter, as here, it moves towards warm. So on the color wheel, that color would move in this direction, and that would determine how I choose the color. Now look at the colors I chose and I'll show you how I went about making the decision. First of all, we have the local color. That's right in here, where we see the local color revealed, and that local color is an orange of some sort. It says permanent red light, but it's an orange. It's kind of a red orange there. As it moves into shadow, as it moves down to here, it moves more towards purple. It moves more in this direction. Now, the oranges we have outlined or have laid out in our large pastel sets will have an orange that moves more towards like burnt sienna or color like that. But I used it's called Madder Lake Deep. I didn't even notice what color it was when I chose this. This is a purplish color. You can see it's purplish, but it also has a little bit of it has a little bit of blue in it. It also has a little bit of the orange in it. So it seemed to me a perfect color for moving in this direction on the wheel to help create shadow. So that's the color I put right there. As it moves into light, it moves more warm in this direction towards yellow. And so I chose, and I can see that it's not a bright yellow, it's more of a subdued yellow. So I chose a color that is, well, it's called yellow ochre, deep yellow. All right, so it's closer. Here's more of a gold, and I saw that this mixed in with the orange would give me what I needed there. And then as it moves on into the lighter light, it gets even warmer, and so I used a very light yellow there. I did one additional thing that fascinated people. I added a little bit of purple right in here in the shadow area because it has more blue in it. This is a blue purple that I added. Blue is a complement of orange. The orange, as it moves into shadow, not only gets cooler, but it also picks up a little bit of its complement. and because there's enough blue in here to allow it to feel that feeling of having picked up its complement, I chose this color. If I had chosen blue, it would have been a harsher interpretation. So we can make our choices by the contents of the color. So there's a brief, quick, what would you might call a mini course on how you select your colors in pastel. If you want to get an in-depth understanding of how color works and how we make selections for colors, go to our website, go to our e-store, and look for Series 4, Reading and Mixing Color. And you'll find there I go through the entire process of breaking color down and demonstrating how it works. So there's your quick tip.